those attempts, and me, I will not mince my words. So again, we have to do something about that. That desperation that makes people attempt the impossible. And it's high time political actors learn. Where is the chairman of PPLC? Yes, my friend Misati. Train your people that to steal election in this country is an impossibility.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, from the video clip that we have begun this video with, it is a video clip of a press that was made today by the Independent and Electoral Boundaries Commission Chairperson Erastus Edang ETHEKON, a man that disputed any petition that had been filed against him and against the by-elections that took place on 27th of November 2025. The by-elections more so of Mbeere North and that of Malava constituency. Petitions had earlier been declared publicly that the United Opposition was ready and it was preparing a petition that will actually halt or maybe go ahead to nullify the by-elections that were conducted in Mbeere North, and not only in Mbeere North, even in Malava constituency. More so, that of Mbeere North was the matter that was actually of public interest, as most Kenyans knew what had played out in Mbeere North. Ballot stuffing, voter bribery, and voter rigging, and even violence was deployed on the voters that were actually there to vote in their new member of parliament in the said by-election. But today, Erastus Edang ETHEKON declared the said petitions null and void. But to our surprise right now, we have received news that might actually now give Kenyans hope for the future of the IEBC, and more so, the future of the general election that is supposed to take place in the year 2027 under this same commission, this IEBC commission that was formed this year by President William Ruto. According to the intel that we are receiving, the Mbeere North parliamentary contest has entered a new phase after Chief Justice Martha Koome ordered that the election petition challenging Leonard Muthende's victory be heard at the Embu High Court. The directive confirmed through an official post shared online has immediately started political debate across the constituency, heightening tension among Jubilee and ODM supporters and more so those of the DP party who have closely followed the dispute since the August polls. Now, the petitioners who have long questioned the integrity of the final tally view the CJ's decision as an important step toward a transparent review of the controversial results. The petition cites alleged anomalies in several polling stations, including what they describe as unusual vote patterns and inconsistencies in transmitted figures. They argue that only a full judicial scrutiny can restore confidence in the electoral process and ensure that the will of the people is upheld. Muthende's camp, however, maintains that the election was conducted credibly and in strict accordance with IEBC procedures. They dismiss the claims of irregularities as politically motivated attempts to undermine the MP's legitimacy and distract him from serving the constituency. His supporters believe the Embu court proceedings will ultimately validate his win and silence critics who have called the victory into question. Observers say the CJ's directive reflects a broader shift in Kenya's judiciary towards handling politically sensitive cases within their regions, a move seen as promoting accessibility, openness, and community engagement. By transferring the case closer to where the election took place, the court is expected to operate under greater public scrutiny, potentially boosting trust in the judicial process. The upcoming hearing in Embu are anticipated to attract testimony from elections officials, party agents, and local leaders. Residents of Mbeere North and political watchers nationwide are now waiting keenly for a ruling that could either reaffirm Wamuthende's mandate or trigger a fresh contest, shaping the political landscape of the region for months to come. Remember, Leonard Wamuthende was sworn into office a few days ago. He was sworn into office on 2nd of December 2027. This happened few days after his election in Mbeere North. After the by-election that took place in Mbeere North. But allow us to actually sit down and reevaluate the situation. Yes, the said petition was filed by lawyers affiliated to the United Opposition, and more so those affiliated to Justin Muturi, the former Attorney General, and the DP party leader, whose candidate Newton Karish was competing against Wamuthende in the said by-election. Apart from that, also lawyers affiliated with Kalonzo Musyoka and Rigathi Gachagua are at play here, because they all have been gathering evidence that can actually perpetuate that William Ruto was the one that influenced the win of Leonard Wamuthende in the said by-election in Mbeere North, where in the past Kalonzo Musyoka revealed to the public that he has intelligence and evidence that implicates William Ruto in making a phone call to the OCPD and the OCS of Mbeere North, where he ordered the said police officers or the said leaders of the police in the said region to ensure that the candidate of the United Democratic Party or the United Alliance Party, that is the UDA party, which is the leading party in the country, by the way, the ruling party, to actually be the winner in the said by-election. Ruto told them that under no circumstances that the candidate of the United Opposition should have won those by-election. That is according to Kalonzo Musyoka. Now, even apart from this petition by the United Opposition, another petition is also at play in the said High Court in Embu, where two voters in Mbeere North have filed a petition seeking the nullification of Wamuthende as the member of parliament elect in Mbeere North. And their claims are based on the said illegalities of this man, who actually had two personalities registered under the IEBC system. They claim that a personality of Leonard Wamuthende is registered in Mombasa and the other one is registered in Embu County. So the IEBC shouldn't have gone ahead to clear Leonard Wamuthende to run as a candidate in Mbeere North, yet this man has proven beyond reasonable doubt that he is not a clean person because he went ahead to change his names. And yet, there are cases in court of law, more so affiliated with the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, that were seeking to arrest Leonard Wamuthende over a corruption case involving Kenyatta National Hospital, where the man is said to have swindled about 500 million Kenyan shillings from the said public hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, CJ Mother Koome has given a directive of, a bench to be formed to actually review the petitions that have been filed by the United Opposition. Another petition is also being reviewed, or it's also being listened, which has actually been filed by voters from Mbeere North. Now, all these petitions are all revolving around the nullification of Leonard Wamuthende as the member of parliament elect in Mbeere North. Remember, the guy was sworn into office, by the way. He is currently serving legitimately as a member of parliament. But now, we come to ask ourselves, yes, why did Mother Koome take so much time to give out a directive of where these petitions will be listened? Because the petitions had even been filed before Leonard Wamuthende was sworn into office. And more so, come to think of it, today, the IEBC commissioner, the IEBC chairperson, Erastus ETHEKON, comes ahead with claims that Leonard Wamuthende was rightly verified by IEBC to vie as a member of parliament in Mbeere North, and and his win was legitimate. How can we actually not connect the dots in these two people? In these two instances. Today is the declaration by the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya of where these petitions are going to be listened. And today is the day that the IEBC chairperson comes to give us a narrative of how Leonard Wamuthende is the actual legitimate candidate, the legitimate winner of the Mbeere North by-election. Can we actually believe that the judicial system is not compromised? And that we should believe that the petitions that are going to be listened in Mbeere North, the petitioners are going to get a fair hearing, that their evidence will be taken into account. Can we believe that? You know, there's one thing that we look at here. Mbeere North by-election is something that we cannot actually dismiss, because the Mbeere North by-election acted as a litmus paper of what we actually should expect from this government in the 2027 general election. And this man, Erastus Edang ETHEKON, the chairperson of the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission, has proved to us beyond reasonable doubt that he is a man that is compromised to the latter. So how can we believe that these instances of these two entities, by the way, they are supposed to be independent. There is the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission, the IEBC, and there is the judicial system of the Republic of Kenya, which is the judiciary. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto is said to be having a footing in every independent entity in this republic, and in every decision that is made in this republic, the man actually has a say over whoever rules that body. So can we believe that Newton Karish will get a fair hearing in Embu? Because the guy lost to Leonard Wamuthende with only 500 votes. Yet we know that there was voter rigging, voter manipulation, and where even there was violence where Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Roko, who was the former member of parliament of Mbeere North, went ahead to actually storm polling stations with a contingent of goons who took over the polling stations and actually stuffed ballot boxes to make with votes that were actually casted in favor of Leonard Wamuthende, who is his cousin, by the way. All we can do right now is wait to see whether if the High Court in Embu actually takes its ground to rule in favor of the disqualification of this by-election, then we will know that we can actually believe in our judicial system come the year 2027. But if it doesn't, and it rules in favor of the IEBC decision to declare Leonard Wamuthende as the MP-elect in Mbeere North by-election, then we know we are cooked. And the move that should be pulled next by our leaders and the watchers of the constitution of this republic is to actually file a petition seeking the removal from office of all the IEBC commissioners, including the IEBC chairperson. Ladies and gentlemen, I leave it at that. I would love to hear your comment in regards to this matter. Leave a comment in the comment section. See you in our next video. Don't you forget to subscribe. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.